Hey everyone, welcome back for part 2 of Gepard's Golden Details. Today we'll have a look at the tail holder, button, multiple clips, tassels and the decoration on the card. Let's get crafting. In the description you can find the template. I made it as detailed as possible, but you'll have to decide for yourself if you want to incorporate all these details. Let's start by making the tail holder. I recommend using high density EVA foam for this piece, so it will keep its shape when the tail hangs on it. The bar is made from 10mm EVA foam. Cut it out and smooth the edges with a Dremel. I also made some holes which we will use later to make this part move. The circle is made from 10 and 5mm EVA foam combined. Make cuts in both pieces, so when you put them together you can fit a rod in between. Alternatively, you can just glue them together and drill a hole into it. Next, heat up the piece and press a circular shape onto it to make a nice edge. We'll add some details using 2mm EVA foam. Take your time cutting these, a tiny scissor might help here. Make small cuts that don't go all the way through the foam, then heat seal them to open them up. Now glue them onto the circle. Here's Lucy showing how to make the tail itself. Cut fur into the desired shape, sew the ends together and poke a hole for attaching it later. Once you've painted all the pieces, assemble them. You can hot glue the rod into the holes after attaching the tail. Next up are the clips. There are some similarities with the tail holder, but it's all just a little bit smaller. And all of them are just a little bit different, but we can use the same template for it. I made the circles from 5mm EVA foam, and just like the tail holder you can make an edge into it by using some heat. The details on it are also the same, but smaller. The decoration connecting the cords is also made from 5mm EVA foam. Cut them out and Dremel them into shape. For the cords and the thing on the bottom I used 5mm EVA foam dowels. Make the ends of it pointy. I used a Dremel, but you can also use scissors or a knife. The button can also be made in a similar way, but it's even smaller. Let's move on to the next piece. The tassel base is made from 2 layers of 10mm EVA foam. Dremel them into shape and add details if you want. I skipped them here as it looked good already. I made this out of 2 parts because I will glue a wire into them later. The sides are made from 5mm EVA foam, but only 1 layer. Now let's get on to the difficult part, or at least I struggled a bit with it. I made these out of 15mm foam dowels, which I first Dremeled into the general shape. Make a hole in the bottom for attaching the actual tassel. After that I made small cuts into it. These are pretty hard to get right. Since I couldn't find the perfect pre-made tassel, I made my own. I used cheap gold thread and wound it around 2 glue clamps. To speed things up, I even made a tool similar to a sewing machine spool holder. Once you have enough thread, tie one side together, glue it onto the foam piece and cut the bottom. Comb it out before evening it for a neat look. Last but also least is the decoration on the cord. I made this out of 10mm EVA foam. It might seem thick, but it helps with attaching it to the cord and gluing it on the bottom strip. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something new. As my Gepard cosplay is nearly done, it's time to fantasize about my next project. I've got so much ideas on what to create next. What are you working on or planning on making? Tell us in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one.